Have you ever found yourself sitting in your favorite chair, looking out the window and wondering why you don't feel as happy as you used to? Maybe life feels a little quieter these days, or you're not sure how to fill your time in a way that brings you joy. If that sounds familiar, I want you to know something important. It's never too late to feel happier, more fulfilled, and more connected to the world around you. In this video, we're going to explore 4 surprising ways to boost your emotional well-being after 70. These aren't just quick fixes or empty promises. They're practical, meaningful steps that can help you rediscover joy, build stronger relationships, and feel more at peace with yourself. Whether you're looking to feel more connected, find new purpose, or simply enjoy life a little more, these tips are here to help. Let's start with the first way. Practice gratitude daily. Now, I know gratitude might sound like one of those buzzwords you hear all the time, but there's a reason it's so powerful. When we take the time to focus on the good things in our lives, no matter how small, it shifts our perspective. Instead of dwelling on what's missing or what's hard, we start to notice the little moments of beauty and kindness that are all around us. So how can you practice gratitude? It doesn't have to be complicated. You could start by keeping a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you're thankful for. Maybe it's the warmth of the sun on your face, a phone call from a loved one, or even the fact that you woke up feeling rested. If writing isn't your thing, try simply saying them out loud to yourself in the morning or before bed. And here's the surprising part. Gratitude doesn't just make you feel happier in the moment. It can actually rewire your brain over time to focus more on the positive. It's like building a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger it gets. So why not give it a try? Take a moment right now to think of one thing you're grateful for. How does it make you feel? Now let's move on to the second way. Reconnect with old friends or make new ones. As we get older, it's easy for our social circles to shrink. Maybe friends have moved away, or life has simply taken everyone in different directions. But here's the thing. Connection is one of the most powerful ways to boost your emotional well-being. Whether it's rekindling an old friendship or building a new one, relationships give us a sense of belonging and purpose. If you've lost touch with someone you care about, consider reaching out. It doesn't have to be a big gesture. Just a simple text, email, or phone call to say, "I've been thinking about you." You might be surprised at how happy they are to hear from you. And if you're looking to make new friends, think about joining a group or class that interests you. Whether it's a book club, a gardening group, or a fitness class, shared activities are a great way to meet like-minded people. And don't underestimate the power of small interactions either. A friendly chat with a neighbor or a smile at the grocery store can brighten your day more than you might think. The key is to stay open and willing to connect, even in small ways. Now let's talk about the third way. Find meaning in everyday moments. Sometimes when life feels routine or predictable, it's easy to lose sight of the meaning behind what we do. But here's the truth. Meaning isn't something you have to search for in grand gestures or big achievements. It's often found in the small, everyday moments, the things we might overlook if we're not paying attention. Think about your daily routine. What parts of it bring you a sense of satisfaction or joy? Maybe it's the first sip of your morning coffee, the feeling of accomplishment after tidying up your home, or the quiet pleasure of watching the birds outside your window. These moments might seem small, but they're full of meaning if you take the time to notice them. One way to cultivate this sense of meaning is to practice mindfulness. This simply means being fully present in the moment without judgment. For example, when you're eating a meal, really savor the flavors and textures. When you're talking to someone, give them your full attention. By slowing down and being present, you'll start to notice how much richness there is in the everyday. Now that we've covered these first 3 ways, practicing gratitude, reconnecting with friends, and finding meaning in everyday moments, you're already well on your way to feeling happier and more fulfilled. But we're not done yet. In the next part, we'll dive into the 4th and final way, which might just surprise you the most. Now that we've talked about practicing gratitude, reconnecting with friends, and finding meaning in everyday moments, let's dive into the 4th and final way to boost your emotional well-being. Embrace new experiences and learn something new. This one might surprise you, especially if you feel like life has settled into a comfortable routine. But here's the thing. Trying something new, whether it's a hobby, a skill, or even a fresh perspective, can bring a sense of excitement and curiosity back into your life. It's like giving your brain a little spark, reminding you that there's always more to discover. Think about it. When was the last time you tried something for the first time? Maybe it's been a while, and that's okay. But the beauty of life is that it's never too late to start. You could take up painting, learn a new language, or even try your hand at gardening. It doesn't have to be something big or expensive, just something that piques your interest and gets you curious. And here's the best part. Learning something new isn't just about the activity itself. It's about the way it makes you feel. When you challenge yourself, even in small ways, it boosts your confidence and gives you a sense of accomplishment. Plus, it's a great way to meet new people and stay engaged with the world around you. If you're not sure where to start, think about what you've always been curious about. Maybe there's a skill you've wanted to learn for years but never had the time for. Or perhaps there's a hobby you enjoyed in the past that you'd like to revisit. The key is to approach it with an open mind and a sense of playfulness. Remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about enjoying the process. Now let's take a moment to tie all of these ideas together. We've talked about 4 surprising ways to boost your emotional well-being after 70. Practicing gratitude, reconnecting with friends, finding meaning in everyday moments, and embracing new experiences. Each of these steps is about creating small, meaningful shifts in how you approach life. But here's something important to remember. You don't have to do all of these at once. Start with 1 or 2 that resonate with you and see how they feel. Maybe today, you'll write down 3 things you're grateful for. Tomorrow, you might reach out to an old friend or try a new recipe. The beauty of these steps is that they're flexible and adaptable to your life. And if you're feeling unsure or overwhelmed, that's okay too. Change doesn't have to happen overnight. It's about taking small, consistent steps toward feeling happier and more fulfilled. Every little effort you make adds up, and over time, you'll start to notice a difference in how you feel. So as we wrap up this part of the conversation, I want to leave you with this thought. Happiness isn't a destination. It's a journey. And it's a journey that you have the power to shape, no matter your age or circumstances. By practicing gratitude, nurturing your relationships, finding meaning in the everyday, and staying curious about the world, you're not just boosting your emotional well-being. You're creating a life that feels rich, meaningful, and full of joy. In the next part, we'll bring everything together and talk about how to make these changes stick so you can continue feeling happier and more fulfilled every day. As we come to the end of our conversation, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've covered so far. We've explored 4 surprising ways to boost your emotional well-being after 70. Practicing gratitude daily, reconnecting with old friends, or making new ones, finding meaning in everyday moments, and embracing new experiences by learning something new. These aren't just abstract ideas. They're practical, actionable steps that can help you feel happier, more connected, and more fulfilled. But now you might be wondering, how do I make these changes stick? How do I turn these ideas into habits that become a natural part of my life? That's what we're going to talk about in this final part. Let's start with this. Start small and be consistent. When it comes to making changes, it's easy to feel overwhelmed if you try to do too much at once. But the truth is, small, consistent actions are far more powerful than big sporadic efforts. Think of it like planting a garden. You don't plant a seed and expect a full-grown tree the next day. You water it, give it sunlight, and care for it a little bit every day. Over time, it grows. The same is true for these habits. If you want to practice gratitude, start by writing down just 1 thing you're thankful for each day. If you want to reconnect with friends, reach out to 1 person this week. If you're curious about learning something new, spend 10 minutes exploring an idea or activity that interests you. The key is to make it manageable, so it feels doable rather than daunting. And here's a little secret. Consistency builds momentum. The more you do something, the easier it becomes. Before you know it, these small actions will start to feel like a natural part of your routine. Next, let's talk about celebrating your progress. It's easy to focus on what we haven't done or where we feel we've fallen short. But here's the thing. Every step forward, no matter how small, is worth celebrating. Did you write in your gratitude journal today? That's a win. Did you call a friend or try a new recipe? Another win. These moments might seem small, but they add up to something big. Take a moment to acknowledge your efforts and give yourself credit. You're doing something meaningful for your emotional well-being, and that's something to be proud of. Celebrating your progress not only feels good, it also motivates you to keep going. Now let's address something that might come up along the way. Be kind to yourself. Change isn't always linear. There will be days when you feel inspired and motivated, and there will be days when it feels harder. And that's okay. It's all part of the process. If you miss a day or slip back into old habits, don't be too hard on yourself. Instead, remind yourself that it's never too late to start again. Think of it like this. If you were helping a friend, you wouldn't scold them for stumbling. You'd encourage them to keep going. Treat yourself with that same kindness and compassion. You're doing the best you can, and that's enough. Finally, let's talk about building a support system. You don't have to do this alone. In fact, having support can make all the difference. Share your goals with a friend or family member who can cheer you on. Join a group or class where you can connect with others who share your interests. Or even consider talking to a therapist or counselor if you'd like additional guidance. Having people in your corner not only makes the journey more enjoyable, it also helps you stay accountable and motivated. Plus, it's a reminder that you're not alone. There are people who care about you and want to see you thrive. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought.